What's going on, guys? It is Ezra Wolves, and welcome back to the new year. It's 2022. I'm filming this actually in 2021, but for you guys, it's 22. Welcome to the first episode of my new series, Self Portrait. Okay, so I have this weird thing with wanting to do vlog series but never sticking to them. We had the journal, and that was fun for a while, but that was more 2001ish, and now it's 2002. The journal wasn't 2001ish, it was 2021ish, and now it's 2022. I'm convinced I've dropped myself on my head too many times in my almost 22 years of life, and I might be a little brain dead. I'm kidding. Although I do my own stunts, which probably does not help the head. But today, I want to quickly go over what self-portrait is. Self-portrait is basically my new vlog, video, journal series where I can just sit down, talk about what I want. I suppose it's like My Story Unsolved. However, My Story Unsolved is more about me wanting to tell stories, and that's what season 2 of My Story Unsolved will be, is just stories. The self-portrait series is me making a image of who I am, what I do, and I guess sharing my knowledge a little bit. My little to no knowledge. Okay, let me focus this. There we go. Today we are taking a look at the FujiFIlm X100V compact mirrorless camera? Yes. So, if you haven't seen this camera, where have you been for like the last 2 years? I believe this came out in 2020. So it's been out for quite a while. It's the successor to the X100F, and all the rest in the Fuji X100 series. I love this camera. At first, I was very indecisive about this. What is that noise? It sounds like a high-powered fan. Hopefully it doesn't screw up the audio. I don't have my cameras and stuff here, so I'm filming on my phone. Crappy iPhone 7. What can you do? But this is something I wanted for a while. Traded a leg and a limb for this. Not actually, I was given it as a gift, and in that time it had multiple lens hoods to this attachment, and like 5 different straps about this. Yeah. I'm not going to go into the specs of this because I don't know it off by heart. I don't study specs and all that stuff. I just want to give my thoughts on the camera and why I wanted to get this one. There were two Fuji cameras that I wanted to get. It was between the two. Sorry, I'm just trying to do the focus and stuff with my phone. It was the X100V or the X Pro 3. Obviously, I went with the cheaper option. Do I regret it? No. Would I want to get the X Pro 3 or whatever X Pro camera comes out next? Yes, eventually. I love the rangefinder style. I love the feel of this. Although I kind of wish this was real leather. Maybe someone can go in and make it real leather. I don't know if that's even possible. I love the look of it. It's small, compact. This fits in my jacket pocket, but I tend to go over my shoulder with this because that is how the strap works. Sometimes if I'm walking like in the snow to work, I do crossbody. It feels weird, it looks weird, I don't do it often, so I just generally keep it slung over my shoulder, and when I'm using it, wrapped around my hand. I'm not going to go over the accessories in this, just give my thoughts. And since this is already 7 minutes, I'm going to try to do this quick. You have a OVF and a EVF. I don't really use the OVF, but I use the EVF quite a bit, and that's primarily the only thing I shoot. I have it up to my eye, I take the photo. Sometimes if I have to, I put it down to get the shot. I don't think I have anything set to this one, or the back dial, but I have this button up here set to the film simulations. This is the ND filter, focus, aperture. This click is just satisfying as all hell. Of course you have aperture and shutter speed and ISO on the top, and exposure compensation, I believe. I have a Canon 80D. That's been my main camera. Before that was the Canon EOS M3, which I would love to get one day again, because that was taken from me way too soon. Thank you, snow and ice. But I've always had a D-pad kind of thing, so using the joystick at the back and like 3 buttons, it's challenging sometimes, and I sometimes forget how to use it. It's cool. I keep forgetting this little dial is here. I think because I have it somewhat set already, I keep it all the way up. Kind of keep it in the middle because I have prescription glasses and it helps. God, this is dusty. The one thing I can say for sure that I don't really like is this, where if you get close to it, it just does this. It is kind of the most annoying thing when I'm trying to take a photo, either like this or like this, and accidentally cover it, and then I end up missing the shot. Have I missed more shots than I did with my 80D? No. Carrying the 80D, people stare at you. Canon 80D is this big, chunky DSLR camera. Normally I have the 18 to 135 lens on it, or the 50 or the 24. It's a big lens. People stare and it's noticeable, and you stick out like a sore thumb. This, people think it's either a toy or you're shooting film, which is fantastic for me. I've had people come up to me and ask if I can take the photo. I had one person do that while the entirety of me having the the Canon 80D, which I still use for my primary filming camera. This is more my photography camera because the video on this is not that great. It doesn't have in-body stabilization, and I don't have the shake like most steady hands, as you could probably tell. So it like shakes and wobbles all over the place. The screen, I'm familiar with this layout, which is probably why I'm okay with it. The Canon M3 had it, even though that flipped up. I used it from time to time when I shot photos, I would have it like this and just go like this and do like face shots. So I'm used to it, although I don't tend to take the screen out because I'm always shooting up to my eye. I guess I can throw this in. I got this Haug, I think it's Haug, thumb rest for it. For the first couple of weeks I didn't have it, and I noticed that my thumb would be on this dial or off to the side, which for me it really doesn't matter, but I'm not that big of a person. My hands aren't that small. Big, adult-ish. I'm 21. I look like I can be in high school still. People think I'm still in high school, which is kind of funny. Even though I graduated college, which is also really funny that people say I look like I'm in high school. So I got the thumb rest to try out, and it has saved my life. Because I used to use the Peak Design strap, a strap that goes around my wrist, so it saved it from falling a few times. The only time I ever dropped this was on my bed by accident. But there's not really a grip on this, so without the thumb rest, I'm kind of holding it like this, or like this, just to keep it, and I'm like squeezing it in, and after a while it started hurting my finger. So I got this, so I can go like this. The soft shutter release, I've heard people say it's not that good to get one because it could like damage. This is what mine looks like. I'll do a video on the accessories and stuff at a later date. Probably film that at home with an actual background, not this makeshift one where I film in the basement of my parents' shop. So I got it. It feels nice. Without it, now it doesn't really happen much because I've used the camera, but when I first got it, I would press down a bit too hard and it would jolt the camera, kind of like that. So I feel like it adds some like stability to it. By no means can I shoot one-handed like some people with this camera. I am a slow learner, so it took me a while to figure out how to properly use the aperturing and the ISO dial and shutter speed. Obviously, I know you have to turn it or lift up and do it and do that, but I'm saying like I always shot on auto because that's what I was comfortable with, and then after experimenting with it, I would use it how I do now, which is normally on aperture 2, or I keep it between aperture 2 to aperture 8, or auto in some things, and either 800 to during the day and 6400, I believe it is, at night, because my area has no light at all, and I keep the shutter speed on aperture, no, on the shutter speed on auto because I don't want to mess with that. I shoot during the day with the ND filter if needed. I never really tried this during the summer, only the winter, so I'm gonna be excited to use this during the winter. During the summer when it comes out. The battery, I know some people have felt it a little annoying that the SD card is in the same slot as the battery. For me, doesn't matter. The Canon EOS M had it in the bottom. The microphone jack I don't really use. The USB-C, I use my iPad charger. Sometimes I have this set to single mode, and I have the square hood square hood lens hood on it because that's what I prefer. I feel like it gives me a bit more of a grip than holding it here, but I also lost the Fuji one. It's overall been a great experience. Not many people take notice or care if I'm walking around like this. It's small, so I can throw it into my pocket or sling it over my shoulder, or even throw it into my bag, which is a great pleasure of mine when I'm walking around and just want to stick it in my bag. I decided to go for the silver and the black because I love the vintage look of the old film cameras, and that's just a preference. It's the color. I could have been fine with black, and honestly I would have loved to have the black one, but I also love the silver one. The black one is more stealthy. This one also kind of stick out, but no one really notices me for the most part when I do it because I'm normally going with this. It's a fun experience. I'm gonna talk more in a later video and do a video on the accessories, but yeah, welcome to the first episode of Self-Portrait. I'm starting to get back into these video vlog stuff, so bear with me. It's gonna be a long, challenging road as I feel comfortable again. I just want to talk about the strap before I go. It's a strap that I don't know where it was bought. This used to be the strap my dad had on his film camera. He used it way back then, I guess. I found it in a drawer, so I put it on. Because the strap I have is coming on back order. So yeah, that's my experience. It's a good experience. I love it. I have missed some shots, but it's not because of this itself. It's more because of me not thinking and kind of being scared to shoot people sometimes. But yeah, talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.